Good morning, howlers. It's Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit, and welcome to the Tuesday morning write-in. So I almost didn't make it. I had like 2 minutes until live time. And Bonnie popped in. Good morning. So good to see you. I am going to be working on because wow, what is up with my reception? Hi, cool gamer. So the Preptober stuff for Dancing with Dragons, which is my project for NaNoWriMo this year. But I'm already preparing, since it's not even halfway into the month. I thought I would do the outline for the next book, which I intend on doing in April. So basically what I'm going to be doing is the one-page novel, which I think will be a hell of a lot easier to outline, because it made Dancing with Dragons a hell of a lot easier to outline. And I think, I'm glad I put this together. It's got like all the like titles. I'm sorry you can't see it, but I got all the titles like set up so that I can just like plug in the content. So there are 8 beats, and you write them in order. No, you write them out of order, so that you come up with the ending first, and then you come up with all the stuff that would reference the ending, like as you fill out the page. Now, this is an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, and I write small. So 11 by 17 is perfect for me, because I write a lot of content. And then, so I'm at 120 something ideas, like scenes, for my Vela project. I've decided that my 6-book series is gonna, and collection of short stories and stuff like that, is actually gonna be a Vela series. So this is more of an installment or a season, as opposed to a as opposed to a book. But I'm still like laying it out like a book, and then like I'll kind of like slide in short stories and like yeah, and usually the short stories will come in between books, because that's usually what I was want to do when I was young. So now that I've been blathering on about my project for 5 minutes, what are you guys working on? I think Jenny is working on getting ready for work, because she leaves in an hour. This thing, and let me organize my place here, and don't need this Post-it anymore. And I guess I should get a timer going. I think a timer would be super useful. Let me do my background and let me share my screen once I find my timers. Show more. There you are. Play all. Repeat. I texted. Hi, Haley Marshall. So good to see you, darling. How are you doing? What are you working on? What is Bonnie working on? So I'm gonna be outlining the next installment after this nano. So I'm preparing for April. I use the nano events like camp and proper. I use them for fast drafting. So I like, my goal was to have outlines done, like all the outlines done, and then just fast draft everything using the camp and proper events. I like the camaraderie. It's nice to know that other people are kind of like, and you know, like I'm a little jealous of the people who can crank out 100,000 words in 30 days. But at the same point, I find it inspiring because if they can do it, there's a possibility that there's like, it's possible, right? There's a possibility that I can do it. I have not yet come up with the steps to be able to do something like that, but okay, so Haley says, first I need to clean my room and my desk. Yeah, I kind of need to tidy up. I started tidying up. It is at least doable for right now. So do you know which project you're going to work on? Do you have a nano this year? Are you going to do nano this year? I know I have a bazillion projects too. Really, I have one big project and then I have like a million little things to kind of like add up to the big project. Actionable steps. Actionable steps. I need to share my screen. Okay, it's on repeat. I'm using Nano for my editing my novel. Okay, cool. And since I don't need to prepare anything, I'm using Preptober to finish a short story. Oh, cool. Very cool. Is your short story related to your novels, or is it like a completely separate entity? I like doing short stories related to my novels. Kind of like keeps people engaged in between books. At least that was the theory. At least that was the theory. Okay, so I have this lovely timer. What I'm going to do is do a 20-minute sprint, and then I will chat for 10 minutes, and then 20-minute sprint, and then chat. And I will do this for 2 hours, which means 4 sprints. And I mean, the people who are here knows they know how it works. But for those who find my stream later and are wondering what the ever loving fuck I'm doing, all right, short story isn't related to my novel. Okay, I'm writing it to put on my website for people to see if they like my style. Oh, cool. That is why I include excerpts for my launch pages for my books. I don't know if I did a launch page for Shadow of the Fae. I don't know. Did I? I think I did. I don't remember doing the excerpt, though. I don't know what I picked. How do you guys feel? I mean, we've got like 3 more minutes before I absolutely have to start this sprint. How do you guys feel about like doing our first sprint? I have considered writing short stories of my novel. Yeah, but I want book 1 to be out first, as that should be soon. Okay, so you're gonna do, and I recommend, and it has been recommended to me, that you do a novel, and then while you're working on book 2, you have a short story to kind of like keep people engaged, and then you can go through the process of releasing book 2. And yay, let's sprint. Okay, here we go. Where's my thing? In 3, 2, 1, sprint. Oop. Okay, that was our first sprint. Ginny is rolling out. Have a good day at work, honey. I looked up some of the characters that I reference in the White Wolf Wiki. I will change the characters just enough so that White Wolf can't come after me. I do realize that I need to come up with a storyline regarding the antagonist. Yeah, I gotta redo how I the initial plot point divvy up. Haley made her bed, cleaned the desk, brushed my hair, and all prepared to write. Awesome! We will write all the things come 8 minutes. Okay, so here's the deal. This series is based on a game that I was in. That my, oh, let me pause this music. Sorry. I don't know if it's coming over the speaker. I am of, so Enzo was following around a pack of hunters, of like, you know, hunters of supernatural forces, and Enzo is basically like, don't come after me, don't come after me, don't come after me, I'm your friend, I'm your friend, I'm your friend. And I can't remember any of the characters that made up this hunter pack. So I don't know if I contact the people that I used to play with, or do I just make them from scratch? And I think I'm more inclined to make them from scratch. I think I will understand them better if I make them from scratch. I remember one member, because of the way she was interacting with Enzo. I don't think I have any notes for lines down. I do not have any notes. The only notes I have are in the, I have a section in the beginning of my series Bible that has like the characters, the conflict, the subplots, the main plots, and the blurb. I like to write the blurb before I write the story. And having my plot points kind of mapped out kind of helped me to write that blurb. However, the one that I have written down is technically a subplot. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna update my my series Bible with like maybe some, some new plot points. I need to create a bunch of characters and try and get them as close to the original, what I remember as the original characters as possible. I also need to do some homework on the hunter powers. So the way hunters work in White Wolf is that they hear messages from messengers, which are angels, and the angels are basically guiding them towards supernatural creatures that they need to dispose of. Be they werewolves or mages or wraiths, vampires, etc., etc. They hunt everything. And Enzo is basically in the lion's den, which thus the name of the book, where he is trying to blend in as much as possible. And the group actually has a crisis regarding whether they hunt Enzo or whether they continue being his friend. That was a turning point in the game. So I'm hoping I can use the next sprint to come up with the plot points for each of the plots. That is my goal for the next sprint. How about my lurkers? Well, that's okay if they're lurking, then they're lurking. That's fine. I value you too. I do. I wonder when I want a certain scene to happen. Do I want it to happen in the resolution, or do I want to see it happen as the climax? Maybe that'll act as a double climax. The climax for the subplots and the climax for the main plot. I think the main plot is supposed to be the Yama King, and then the hunters, and within the hunters, Kayla have their own plots. So that is what I'm hashing out. 1 minute until our next sprint. Oh, this is a live. Oh, sorry. I'm listening to music on my TV, and I paused it instead of muting it. So I'm, doing music while I write. I like lo-fi and garage music and like garage industrial sort of stuff, and I like stuff like White Bat, which is full-on industrial. I like stuff without lyrics. Okay, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's sprint. Okay, that was our second sprint. Rachel Adams has popped in. She is looking to go through some social media and answering collaborative writing friend on the shared doc, which I totally relate. Flambeau, which was my second book. Still getting adjusted to Tuesday. Yeah, I know those feels. Flambeau was a collaborative project, and Google Docs was totally the best way to both work on the book. Love that alarm. Thank you very much. It's actually based on something called the Howler, which is an app that sets a timer, and you can choose a wolf howling as you can use a crow as your countdown, and then that howl as your alarm. And I kind of like kept that sound scheme from that app, and I super love it even now. Still getting adjusted Tuesday. Me too. I'm kind of hoping to. I gotta double check to make sure what I gotta do today. I know I have a video due by 5 o'clock, so I gotta hunker down after the stream and do that. But I have accomplished 2 things so far out of my 3. Feeling pretty good about that. I did this yesterday. I don't remember how much I slept. I definitely slept until 8. When did I nap? 8? I think. Bonnie has the song Teddy Bear's Picnic stuck in her head today. And it's the downside to kids, I guess, is the kinds of songs that get the things. I think because I wake up at I take a nap after dinner, and then I wake up at 1 in the morning, and then I take my meds and I smoke a cigarette and I kind of wrap up what I did that day. And then, yeah, and then I go back to bed. Didn't quite work that sprint, but that's fine. Oh, okay. Have you ever written something on your planner to do, but you use an acronym to save space and then you can't remember what you meant? Sometimes. If I hadn't written down... So I meant to work on this video for a belly dance show that I'm going to be in. I specifically said which show it was for yesterday, but I'm moving the task to today, and I only said video due at 5. So if I had not said the context the previous day, then yes, I would totally not remember. But it's darker than that? Oh. Is that a darker version of the Teddy Bear's Picnic, or what's up? Can you guys hear the music from my TV? I have it down real low. It's some guy noodling on a guitar. So what I did is instead of calling them subplots, I'm just going to call them plots. And I've got Kayla's storyline kind of mapped out for the basics. I think next is the Yama King, Mikaboshi. I got to figure out what he wants and what he's going to do to get that. And then I got to figure out the hunters, which mostly their want is to stop the Yama King and to rid the world of supernatural creatures. You don't hear anything? Why don't you hear anything? Are you muted? Is it me? Oh, you don't hear the music. Okay. Sorry about that. You don't hear the music. Okay, cool. So I can keep it rolling through my stream. And then I don't hear the sound in the background. Yeah, okay, cool. My kitty cat is snuggling with me, which is exciting because he's not much of a snuggler, except in the morning. He snuggles quite furiously in the morning. I think because he's hungry. He is my alarm clock in the morning. All right, 3 minutes until our third sprint. I think Mikaboshi is next. I gotta do some homework on the character in hopes that it will give me ideas as to what he wants and what he is willing to do to get it. Music plays in my head 75% of the time or more. Yeah, me too. If music plays in your head all the time, you might want to try writing music. Because then if your own song gets stuck in your head, then you know you've got something good. I like to rewrite the words to songs often. Yeah, that's cool. Meow, 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 meow. Minute and a half. I know, I'm kind of quiet this morning. My brain is like cranking through, trying to come up with stuff for the Yama King. Mikaboshi. Which exists outside of White Wolf. So maybe I can use the character without it. Can I just say I'm super excited and counting down? Nice. So 30 seconds. And I think I'm going to try and smoke a little bit. I'm out of cigarettes, so I'm smoking the butts of my husband's cigarettes because he has a beard, right? So he doesn't smoke it to the filter like I do. So there's like a quarter of a cigarette left. So I think I'm gonna stand out on the porch and think. All right, here we go. Okay, that was our third sprint. I hung out on my porch thinking about some details regarding my story, and hung out on my Discord for 5 minutes because Kibby was on her break for work. Let's see. Jenna hopped in. Hello, Soul Writer. If I remember correctly, you're the one with the hearth breathings streams, which I totally respect and think is super cool. I'm thinking about possibly slapping that brand on my streams as well, because like just the community of streamers that do that thing is, I think, super cool. It is a neat little club. Hi, RC. I'm so glad you are here. Long time no see. What you working on today? Bonnie's working on Discord, I think. And then Jenna was lovely enough to recommend touching the like button. I appreciate that little prompt. Like buttons are wonderful. It kind of tells the algorithm that you do want to see content like this. And also tells me that you do want to see stuff like this. Maybe more often than just Tuesday. Maybe do like a 2 times a week, like a Tuesday, Thursday thing, or what's Thursday morning look like? I wonder. Because if I can do 9 a.m. on a Thursday as well, then I would be happy to do so. How was that sprint for you guys? I'm figuring out the wants and needs of the antagonist and what he is willing to do for the things that he wants and or needs in order to succeed in the things. And once I have the wants and the needs and all of that jazz, I can start coming up with plot points that revolve around them regarding their arc. Because if I can make just the plot points, which I usually do 6 points as I start to outline my, I kind of use like a snowflake method a little bit. So I first come up with a one line. If I can sum the story up in one line, that is my first goal. And then I take that sentence and I split it up into a bunch of sentences. And then I take those sentences and I flesh them out into paragraphs and then to full pages and so on. And then I have 4 pages of notes, which is really great, and the beginnings of a story. And then I fill out my beat sheet. That is usually what I do. However, I am using Ava Deverell's one-page novel system for these outlines, and it was super effective for filling out my beat sheet for Dancing with Dragons, which is my nano project. So I'm going to use the same system for Lion's Den, which is the next installment. That way my April is already set up and I just gotta write the book. So I'm technically prepping 2 books this Preptober. My original goal for this series was to have all of the outlines done. That way I could just whack out the books in succession via camps and proper NaNoWriMo, and I like to fast draft during those. My brain is warped from all the possible story structures. So what I did with my beat sheet is I have a 30-day beat sheet, and it is a combination of all, not all, because I haven't added Ava DeVarell's thing, which I think I'm going to this year. But it's a combination of like all the story structures that I've come across. So I kind of like have like a gray text block explaining what I need to accomplish in that scene or in that chapter. And I use it as a prompt for my beat. Now my beat is only, it depends. The beat is usually like 3 words, maybe a little longer, but not too much longer. And then that is my prompt when I go to write. So I know the point of the scene and I know how it's supposed to end, but how I get there, I completely pants. So that is my writing structure, is a 30-day beat sheet. But I am kind of like integrating a new system into my structure for my 30-day beat sheet. However, the way that I kind of like patched things out for Lion's Den. Let me try this again. The way that I make things happen for Dancing with Dragons, I would use the Ava DeVarell system, and then I would kind of like piece them apart sentence by sentence and then like throw them into my beat sheet. So and then I can go through the beat sheet and kind of like flesh things out. I keep them brief, but I just say what happens or what the goal is, and then however I do that is completely pantsed. I am curious as to what your writing system is. So if anybody wants to talk about it, we will talk about it after this last sprint. 53 seconds until our next sprint. So I have already forgotten what I asked you guys. What is your writing like? How do you put together your stories? Let's sprint. Okay, that was our last sprint. I'll hang out for another 10 minutes or so, and then I will end the stream and do some chores. I like to do chores before my husband gets up so that he can just do the things that he wants to do upon waking. I know, right? Steve Rubio. So Rubio is he is my storyteller / GM for Star Wars role-playing game tabletop things. It's a super good game. We're now adjusting so that we play once a month because schedules, and I've been taking copious notes because of this, so I'm hoping I can write it into a thing like fanfic and post it as fanfic. That is kind of my goal with taking all these notes, is I'm going to write a story. Rachel decided, so hold on, because Rachel actually explains her writing process. In our case, she has 2 co-authors and then have a fantasy series and have a Southern Gothic outline I've begun on my own. The story gets written, and then you go back and decide the structure. That's cool. We write episodes in the characters' lives. Right on. And we did this just for fun or other projects at the time, and then we go back and decided, why not publish this? Oh, cool. So we realized the plot first. Yep. And foremost, and either found the character's stakes and goals, added them. Yes. I set up a story structure and place the scenes where I feel they fit in. Yes. That is also what I do. Then we fill in the rest to make sure the story flows. Yep. Should be writing code, but I want to write up some loot tables instead. You should be writing code. Yeah, that was our last sprint. Like that was a full 20 minutes. I have plots for all three plots. I have fleshed out all 3 plots, which means I can start coming up with how to meld them together and then come up with a blurb, because I write that blurb before I write the story. Miss tabletop RPGs, but no time right now. I know those feels. Scheduling is super hard, and so when Rubio is like, let's play on this day, I make the time for that day. And I plan around that, unless I've already got an obligation beforehand. My fantasy novel is based on her D&D adventures. That's so cool. Fanfic, that's awesome. Yeah, I think so too. And I like to draw pictures of the characters in my stories, so you can pretty much expect me to draw pictures of the other characters while we play. Also, Rachel, that is awesome. So, yeah, that's my plan, is to eventually make it into a ficky series. which will probably be on Archive of Our Own. Because I'm going to use Lando, I'm going to use Boba Fett, I'm going to use Stormtroopers. Like, I'm going to include those details. So, so it's going to count as fanfic. As opposed to like a whole new sci-fi thing. Which is what I'd normally do if I was writing this into a book. However, that said, I should probably start writing in prose the stuff that has happened so far. Though I didn't start taking notes until we started doing the once a month thing. So I might have to talk to our players about, yeah, about what happened before I started taking notes. So I do really enjoy that game, and the games that I super enjoy, I super want to write out as fiction. That is like my way of paying homage to the game and to the players and the GM for kind of helping me co-write it, you know, like it, because tabletop RPGs are collaborative storytelling. That's what they are. So if you do write stuff for our game, I'd love to see it. Yeah, absolutely. I think the side RP channel will also help with reminding me what happens. And I can kind of like add those RPs to the fanfic. I think that's a great idea. Dedication page full of names. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I should do that. The only downside is for the Lion's Den, I don't have contact with most of the players that were in that game. It was a Hunter the Reckoning game. So I'm kind of like writing new things for them, and I'm thinking I might make characters from scratch, or I can also contact like the 1 or 2 players that I kept in contact with and hope that they haven't been hacked. We had 7 players and they all pretty much were involved in helping with the adventures. Yeah. We had 5 players. I think there were a total of 6 players and 1 GM for the Hunter game. Only using 4 as main characters. Yeah, I got you. So, secondary characters, I assume? Because you're going to want to mention them, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, 55 seconds until I close down this stream. But the conversation is so good. So maybe, hey Rachel, yeah, secondary characters along the way. Yeah, cool. I kind of want to have you on for a video and talk about how you're basing your story off of a game and off of something that's technically already happened. So you're, remembering a story that has already happened, and then you write it down so you don't forget, right? Because it is super fun. Okay. we're not getting back to work. We are wrapping up the stream, I guess. If you liked this stream at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. If you would like to see more streams like this one, maybe on a Thursday, I'm thinking Tuesday, Thursday mornings, about 9 a.m. Eastern. Please comment on the video or pop it in the chat or something so that I know Thursdays would be cool too. Also, you might want to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Catch you later.